Make sure it's green. There you go. Yours green? Green?
Green.
Green. Andrew, you good? All right. Welcome, everybody. Upper Chichester Rec Board meeting, July 17th, 2020. Call the meeting. I just want to do a roll call real quick. Judy?
Here.
Thank you. Kevin?
Here.
Gloria? Chris? Liz? All right. Old business. In the old business, I wanted to talk about COVID. As you can understand, the rec department is currently in the green phase with COVID-19. We know, and I guess we'll talk about this a little bit, is that Governor Wolf came out with some new restrictions this afternoon at 3:30. Just to give you guys a heads up, I will look over everything what the governor came out with and see how it pertains to our recreation department and our parks department, and inform you guys accordingly when I get that information and we talk. So I'll do that with you via email, so everybody will have it. Cool?
Cool.
Sounds good.
Good. New business. In your packets that you have, you'll have different information that pertains to this agenda. Right now, with new business and rentals, this meeting is for June, although we're taking place in July. So the rental of the 452 building in June, and as you can see, we go through the monthly. I have this up right now, the monthly report. In the monthly report, we had no rentals in June and no rentals in July of the rec center or the 452 building, and that was because of COVID, and we were in the yellow phase during that time. We began the green phase the last week of June, and the next report will, and I will talk about it a little bit more, will show. Actually, I'll talk about it now because July, if you go to this sheet of paper, Gloria, with me? Thank you. This sheet right here, we have rentals from 2 p.m. in the afternoon,
Wow.
all the way up to 10 p.m. on Monday and Wednesday, and 12 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have 8 organizations that are renting the facility at $35 an hour for one court, and I will total those. I will tally that total for you guys, so you'll have to see how much we make in the month of July just by renting. We are also booked right now for 5 weekends straight for basketball tournaments starting July 25th, 26th, August 1st and 2nd, and then the following the first 4 weeks in August and the last week in July. We are booked every weekend for a basketball tournament. Now that is still up in the air depending on the regulations that Governor Wolf has came out with. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions, any concerns with the rentals?
I have one.
Yes.
How are we sanitizing after usage?
Great question. So what we have done is our recreation department has purchased sanitation as in spray that we sanitize everything. So what we allow people to do when they come in and they rent, they are allowed to come in. They come in through the side door. They do not come in through the front door. They come in through the side door by the skate park, and then they exit on the side door right here by the concession stand. That way we don't get traffic coming in and out. Coaches are required to wear a mask. Players are not required. Parents are not allowed in the gymnasium. Parents have to stay outside. Coaches and players use the restroom that is all the way down in the locker room area in the field house. So we sanitize by spraying down everything that we have that we purchase after each use each night. So we have our cleaning service aware of that. I'm aware of that. I also sanitize the floor by using our auto scrubber. So I drive the auto scrubber around to make sure that everything is clean during that time. They understand that. Oh, we also tell them that do not pull out the chairs or do not use the tables because we don't sanitize them. So we don't have them use them. All right. The rec center. Oh, back to the monthly report. As you can look, there was inspections done on the Twin Oaks Park. There is residue from equipment from 2019 fire. There was a 2019 fire on one of the playgrounds, not one of the playgrounds, the playgrounds in Twin Oaks. It was vandals, and there's still some residue there. So I'm in the process of working with James Putman to clear that off and everything. Yes, they're usable, but it's still some residue that needs to be cleaned for that. Peach Street was done on June 30th, and also Kingsman. And in the month of June, the fountain was installed at the pond on Ferry Road because the fountain had broken. So yes, we got the fountain back working and installed. As far as repairs, the ice machine at the community center needed repair, and we called Jim Refrigeration. I don't know the technical name for his business. Yeah, for his business, but he came back. Someone that we use all the time.
Okay.
Ladies' restroom at the community service building is we have yes we have election day. We got the plumbing down there to fix that. So yes, that has been fixed. Where are we at? Oh, summer programs. We're at number 2. Movie nights, as you can see, and you want to take a look at this right here.
Yep.
We just had a movie night at Johnson Avenue Park that went over very well. We had about 40 people out there. Everybody social distance. The families enjoyed it. They clapped afterwards. Some people stayed and even gave us their contact information so we can keep them in the loop for more outdoor movies, which was great. But it was a great showing. It was a great showing. No issues, no problems, nothing of that sort.
What movie did you show?
We showed Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh,
Nice.
Yes.
What are we showing on the
That's a great-
23rd?
The 23rd is at Kingsman, and we're showing Onward,
Okay.
a Disney movie. We always do Disney or kid movies. We do PG or G or G. I don't think there's any more G movies out available, so we do PG movies. So what I would do on Monday of next week is go around Kingsman Avenue and put flyers in the doors. That's what we did last week at Johnson. So during the day, we'll go and we will put flyers in the doors so they all know what is happening in their area. Correct. So that is something that we can look into. ice cream truck or someone or something of that nature. Previous years, well, last year, we normally gave out water ice and popcorn, but this year we're not able to do that, so we won't do that because of COVID. But I will look into having or seeing if we can get.
Hmm.
If you know them, give me the contact. Give me the
Um,
contact, and
My
we'll see.
my father knows one very closely,
If
and
then
I'll get that
get
information
that, and
as well.
if you want to handle that and have him there, Dust. I think last week we started at 8:30.
Okay.
So if you wanted that contact to have them there, I know previous and last year they didn't need a vending license from us. They were just able to come and set up for that one time.
It might be. Yeah, they're already coming through our neighborhoods, the people that I'm aware of, so
So
they
that's
would
that's
already
fine.
have.
And that is something if a business like we stated, we can have people still social distance back from the truck 6 feet and have kids get their water ice or their ice cream. So that's something that's fine. And we can also look at if we want to possibly work, we could possibly sponsor like maybe the first 50 water ices or 50 ice creams for the kids that want to. So that's something that we can work out for the community.
Yeah.
It has been a little change with the outdoor movie. It's been one of them. The Twin Oaks one has been moved from August 6th to August 12th, and it's already on this. But the reason being is Commissioner Whitaker would like to be present, and I think she's out of town on the 6th, so she would like to be present, and we changed that uh, for her.
Do we have the movies selected yet for them, or are we waiting until it gets closer?
We're waiting to get. Well, we were only going to do two movies this year, either Sonic or Onward. So we may play Onward and then play Sonic, the
Again?
last one.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, of course, we're up for any suggestions that we play. We try to get new movies that people possibly haven't seen, but there always been some fan favorites. Maybe that's something that we put on a Facebook or put a survey.
I think a survey would be nice on the
which movie?
either Facebook or one of the township websites.
Correct. Yes, or I could do it in the email blast.
I'm even thinking that maybe there could be a couple of movie nights. I'm not talking about all the time for like senior citizens, single adults. You know, maybe a couple of nights we could do. Um,
I think that's a great idea. We do a date night for family night for the a, like a date night for Gary and Gloria. Like coming out. Like
We can play Gone with the
So-
Wind.
we can.
you know
No,
what,
but I
though?
mean, it's still we can still have a PG movie
Yeah.
and appropriate movie, but it's just a family movie. Yeah, that's not bad. That's
People-
awesome.
those age groups would come out.
Yeah.
Especially
Yes.
families
Yes.
who the kids are going off to school, whether they're leaving the house or not. And I know Dennis and I would go.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I think that's something that we could do. I mean, that's the only thing that is just picking out a movie and adding a date, and that's something that we can do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit cooler for the
Oh, yeah. like that.
maybe like late September, early October.
Yeah, that would
All
be
right.
nice.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Serve some cider.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what
Apple cider.
And don't let Gloria. Yeah, okay. Gloria and I would know what to
Okay,
do.
now moving on. Anybody have any information on musical entertainment? I don't have any connects or anything within the township. I would like to use people in the township for musical entertainment so we could have a one night, maybe something like that musical entertainment, then a movie following it or something like that for that, or just musical entertainment, period. But anybody, I do know the band that we had last year at the community day. They were a good band. Maybe if we booked them again for, just a one time Sunday night type of night for everybody, wouldn't be bad.
I know that one of our retired middle school teachers has a band. I don't know if they're still playing, but I can reach out and see if they have anything going on.
Can you please?
Mhm.
Thank you. Yep, that would be good.
He was with the school, with the middle school for about like 20 or 30 years. So.
Oh, yeah. Who
Arthur
was he?
Diamond.
Huh?
Arthur Diamond.
There's also Mr. Andrew. He used to be with the library, and I know he did kid stuff, but he does all kinds.
I need your contact with him because if if everything goes back to shutdown and COVID, I want to actually use him on our YouTube channel for youth and things of that nature. And I know it'd be for a fee, which isn't a problem,
Right.
but I would like to use him as some of our virtual interactive things that we may do for that, depending on how this COVID
And
acts.
he does do. Um, he loves the Beatles, and he even goes out and does stuff. People hire him to do presentations, and he does the Beatles. But he has many genres because he even plays acoustical guitar.
Mr. Andrews.
Mr. Andrew. I'll call Betsy, and he is on YouTube. They said
Okay.
just Mr. Andrew, but I mean he does a lot of kid stuff. But
Well,
he
I mean, we
does.
have kids here, but I'm sure he can, that'll be great. That'll be good. Um, Number C, water balloon frenzy. Water balloon frenzy is still up in the air. We have to see just how COVID goes. If everything stays the same, we will still do water balloon frenzy on the 29th of July. What that entails is us purchasing. I can't recall. Andrew, do you think did we purchase 3,000 balloons last year? We purchased 3,000 water balloons last year and had the kids line up just so we can give everybody a visual. They lined up across from each other about 10 yards away. So no one was right on top of each other, hitting each other with balloons. And they were able to run back and forth and throw the balloons. But we also gave out toys or gave out prizes. And we also had like a water balloon toss. And then we had all the kids chase their parents and hit them with water balloons. So we had about 30 kids, 35 kids at Fury Road, and we sectioned off part of Fury Road, and we had a great time. We had a great time. We also have a young lady named Jada. Jada Gordy would like to donate some of her water balloon or water toys uh, for any of the kids because she did a water toy drive for kids during COVID. So she would like to donate some of it, and I think she will be here.
Yes. She is
That'd be
a
good.
great young teenager. I was actually
Correct.
just at an event with her yesterday.
Yep.
So yeah, she is a
Wow.
great girl.
And she also has spoken about, and that going into D, she's also spoken about being a newscaster. Um, she was the only one to really get back to us. So it really hasn't taken off like I thought it would be. I thought it would. But I think one of our supporters within the township came up with a great idea of having a junior rec board.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So having a junior rec board will give us something. I think that's something that I would like to put out there to
Absolutely.
the group. If you okay it, then we will look to pursue it and have a junior rec board made
That's
up.
Great
I love the
idea.
idea.
Yeah.
But bring in a youthful opinion of what's actually going on that we can't see.
And allow that. And I think we can have it set up almost the same way, one from each ward. mate possibly, or something like that, or maybe just having 4 or 5 period. Don't matter which ward they in, but we'll see.
Well,
So I like that.
Let's try to include all the wards if we can, and
So-
if we come up short, then we can get it.
I like that idea.
Another,
I like that idea.
yeah.
Yes. So if we would like to table it until I could put on the agenda for next
Mhm.
Meeting, and
Sounds
then we
good.
can talk about how we want to, we can think about it, brainstorm, and then talk about how we want to implement it for moving forward. Anything? Any other?
I have a couple of things. But you can move on, but I have some new stuff.
Okay. The fall, we have out there fireworks and we have out there soapbox derby. Of course, both things are up in the air.
Yeah.
Fireworks are definitely up in the air because the limit is 250 people right now on outside venues. And I don't know if fireworks will bring out more than 250 people. I tend to think that it would, uh, but who knows? And I don't know if we can plan that right now.
Well, I agree with you, but we are going to have a conversation about fireworks because people are shooting them off
Everywhere.
everywhere and all over the place. It's ridiculous.
It's not even just, it's funny because it's not even just our towns
No,
It's
that are doing it.
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
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 and I don't get it.
Yeah.
But
I understand on a certain day, certain time for our first
Right.
responders, and I love that. I really do. But when it goes from Friday night to Saturday
Saturday
night
night,
to Sunday
Monday
night,
night.
Monday, Tuesday, like people
Yeah.
have to still work. So
Yeah.
we should have some sort of something saying like, hey,
I don't-
let's try to limit these to these hours
Yeah.
or something.
And that's something I guess we can bring up to, or just bring up to BOC.
Mhm.
But I mean, as far as fireworks for us, we will have to uh, contract someone out and do that work. And I don't know if that's going to be something that would be beneficial for us to do, being uncertain with
Yeah, because
Do
the
we
COVID.
have any locations that have, I mean, besides here, that has a decent sized parking lot that we could do like a drive-in firework display? So you stay in your vehicle and just
Yeah.
watch them from inside your vehicle?
The only thing would be partnering with the school district with it. The school district or Willowbrook would be that parking lot or that parking facility. And that's something that we can talk about.
Yeah, and then that way we
I-
can set up inside the track of the school, and then that way we can secure that so no one
Yeah,
else
that's
can
the
get
school,
in.
but that would
But
be,
that would be a
that's,
discussion
that's
with the school.
purchasing, yeah, that's partnering with the school district. So.
I would try Willowbrook first.
Yeah.
So, moving right along, soapbox derby. I'm thinking October, but that's also contingent on
Right.
where we stand
Right.
and what's going on.
And I think we ought to talk to the Rotary because, Rotaries used to do soapbox derbies all the
Yes.
time.
Mhm.
Yep. I second
And these
that.
bigger companies.
We do have sponsors. Just to let you know, we had 4 sponsors for 5 cars. One sponsor was going to get 2 cars. So we had 4 sponsors for 5 cars in our first maybe 2 months that we started talking about it, or month that we started talking about it. So it was out there and people were talking about it and enthusiastic about it. It's just the fact that this pandemic hit and it put everything to a halt. We can try it, but we'll have to see because
Right.
I don't even know if the the site that we would get it off of, are they manufacturing? Are they are they
Mhm.
sending things out? Like I don't know how this pandemic affected them, so I'll have to see that too.
Business fail.
Correct.
That would be a great idea.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
The-
Mhm.
yeah, that is definitely something that we got to talk about and plan. I just think it's so hard that we'll have to do it more than once a month. So we'll have to have another meeting, whether it's via Zoom with just us, to talk about how we plan that out with COVID and how we make sure and ensure that, you know, we're not, we may have 250 people up here and then 250 people down there, but how do we stop that? How do we, not go over that? How we still adhere to the guidelines? There's just a lot that we're going to have to do. I think the way our mindset is, we have a full table of stuff that we can do for our community. Just the fact that COVID's right now is hurting it, of what we can do. All right. Yeah, correct. Yes. Yes. Yep. Yes. I know. Yes, we can contact the sponsors to see and just let them know that, hey, it may be a possibility that we still do it, and we could come up with a date within October, of what date that may happen.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Everybody loves crafts. Yep.
All right.
Nice.
In your package, you have City of Bethlehem.
Yeah.
That is just something that is a guide.
Okay.
What it is it's called, right now, our recreation department has a fee, or our township has an ordinance where it's a fee in lieu. So anybody that's doing anything construction wise, improvement wise, coming in business wise, they are given a scale of fee in lieu that goes towards recreation. Right now, as we speak and as we talk about it, as the ordinance stands, the fee in lieu goes to recreation for that area that the building is going on in, the improvement is going to happen in. I'm just going to give you an example. This is hypothetical. Willowbrook is doing improvements into Willowbrook. Their fee in lieu fee is $2,000. That $2,000 goes to recreation. Recreation has 3 years to do something in the Willowbrook area for recreation with that $2,000. If it doesn't, it goes back to Willowbrook. What I'm suggesting, what this is suggesting, is that that fee in lieu fee goes into recreation, but it doesn't have to go into that area of Willowbrook. It goes into recreation, it goes into the township, it goes into what is going on within the township, and we don't have a limit on when we need to use that money. So we don't have a date. So it would be up to us to say, hey, I like that idea. We want to adopt that idea. We take it to the BOC for them to pass it, and this is what we present to them. I like the fact of it still coming to recreation without the plan of it has to be in this area, but we use it as we see fit within the township, because it can go to within recreation. It has to be within recreation. It has to be within recreation, but it could be used for not Willowbrook or not the Willowbrook area, but it could be used for the CBL Park, or it can be used for
Right.
Peach Street, or it could be used for something Fury Road Pond. It could be used for something that can help recreation. And strictly recreation.
As long as it is strictly recreation, I agree with that.
Correct. Motion.
Second.
Second. Are you good?
Second.
Nay? Okay. So what I would do is get with our township manager to write it up, send it out to you guys to make sure you know. I'm sure we're gonna send it to our solicitor to make sure he knows, and then we'll put it to the board.
Good idea.
All right?
Yep.
Thank you. Accident on 452 building. I don't know if everybody saw the pictures. I sent pictures.
Yes.
There was an accident yesterday. We got it on camera. We got it on video. Someone tried to do a U-turn. Actually, not. They didn't try to do a U-turn. They did a U-turn. The U-turn was actually very successful, except for the fact that the tail of the truck clipped our sign. So right now, just to give you an update, the tractor trailer driver kept going after he tore it down. I don't know if he knew about it or not. Upper Chichester Township Police Department was able to get the license plate, and the camera system at 452 was able to get the name of the company. So our camera system actually worked that we have down there to be able to get the name of the company. And we have officers that's on right now that are on the job of getting the information and reporting it. So what I am going to do right now is keep you guys updated, but also look at how we can make improvements to the sign that was down there. So
Now,
we're going to look into it.
If I saw the pictures correctly, this was just a regular two-post wooden type sign.
And in a cement red brick surrounding.
Yes. So it was very. The sign itself was a basic sign, but the around
Structure?
it was very nice.
The structure was nice. The sign was adequate. And
Are we looking to do something similar, or are we looking
No.
to just do a whole new?
I'm of the belief we are always trying to upgrade, and so we're trying to upgrade
So
that.
like a digital,
Yes. Yes.
something that we can put messages on for the township as well.
Well, that came up. Now the issue with that, and we have to say, is not the issue. For township and recreation, yes. For township and possibly other organizations, we'll have to see, because we will have to have someone that manage that billboard. The way our township is, if we have a slew of people that, or organizations, or who do you say yes to and who do you say no to, and what can you put up there, or if you correct, or you could put a fee to it
That's what I
to
would
do that.
do.
That
It doesn't have to be it's so very expensive.
and that is something that we will talk about, and that's a great idea. I didn't think of that, but that's something that we can talk about doing that. What the fee is, we will come up with a fee if we go to the LED digital type of billboard. I think it would enhance that area of
It
the
would.
recreation. I think it will also, enhance our township. I actually, there's a yes. That's been talked about. That's been talked about. Being digital, having it in there, just knowing that it's been talked about. It's been talked about with the and I'm sorry, but I have to put it on the other agenda. But I know I sent you guys the plan for. If I didn't, I apologize. We're doing the parks plan for CBL, and I know it's off topic. I can't recall if I sent it to you guys, but I will send you the plans and everything like that. If I didn't, of the proposed plans for CBL, but that's also a place at Larkin and Chichester Avenue where you can put a digital billboard. So yes, for recreation, that's been talked about. But as of right now, I am definitely looking into what I can do and how much it will cost for a digital sign down at 452 building. Also, and I just put it out here, and it's not even on the agenda, think about dedicating that building to someone that was in the township. Maybe in that ward or that area.
Nice, and call it that.
Excuse me?
And call it that building by that name.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So that's just something I'm throwing out there now. It's not, it's on the agenda, but that's just something that we may think
This
about.
gym should have a name connected to it.
Definitely.
Well,
should.
we are the rec board, and we can definitely propose that.
We should.
So we can via email. I know we meet once a month, but via email, we can definitely communicate and talk like that. We don't have to wait for this day to do that, and that's something that we can do. And I could present to you guys, and we could present it to the BOC.
I have another meeting I have to go to, and I just have a couple of things.
Not a problem.
Now?
Can I give me 2 seconds?
Okay.
So number 6, coverage of the gym.
Mhm.
As you can see, and you look at this, right now, I'm the only person that comes up. I have Andrew, but Andrew has every other task that our township manager in the office is going to do. If you can, talk to me about just coming up, overseeing, watching what's going on, maybe one night a week. Nothing major, nothing, no task. It's pretty much run by itself. But I do like having a presence here at a point so we can know what's going on. Yes, I do. We have cameras, but it's just during the times that
We
people
need
are
somebody here.
renting the building.
What's the hours?
Well, it all depends on what
What
you
if we
want.
want-
They have, it goes up to 10 o'clock at night and it goes up to 12 o'clock at night. So not that I'm asking Gloria to be here at 12 o'clock at night, but it may just be, she may only want to be here for a couple hours and I'll relieve her. I will say this, some of the renters that we have are from the township and they have volunteered to look over and watch as a township resident of what's going on and everything like that. So we do have people that are renting that are township people that help out with it. But I'm asking the board to also do that. And I want to give you a little update, and this will be the last thing. There's an ABA team called Delco Desperados, which is a basketball team. They just started this year. They're looking at our facility. They held tryouts at our facility. And they're looking at our facility as their practice and training facility. Right now, they asked us if they could use our facility Monday through Thursday, possibly 9:30 at night in September, October, November, and December, depending on, and then during our season, depending on how COVID and everything goes. We would be affiliated with an ABA semi-pro basketball team, and they would be their training facility and their practice facility. And we would charge them a fee, of course, and they would use it and have their access to that. I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention because I think it's a nice and monumental thing. But also, we have to think about when we're opening back up for the residents for open gym. And are we opening back up at night for open gym? And we have to think about that. We normally open up in October because school starts and we let everything settle and things of that nature. But we normally open up like the first week in October. I know we did when I was here, and that's from 5:30 to 7:30 just for residents.
Right. Right.
Yeah, as long as we
Correct.
keep those same times, yes.
Correct. But also understand this, and I'm just letting you guys know. DG, which is Delco Goats, has also asked for gym time. Explosion has asked for gym time. LDW, which is Lower Delco Wildcats, has asked for gym time
Wow.
even for next year. And Retro has asked for gym time, just to let you guys know.
Okay.
So I am correct. Desperado's the only professional ABA team at night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the fact of having a semi-professional, if not more than that, using our facilities and putting our name out there
Yeah.
as a good place to have.
Yeah.
Plus, bringing in the extra revenue
Yep.
is a bonus. It will allow us to do more things that we want to do that COVID has now limited
Correct.
our ability.
Correct. And just, I will give you guys, and I'll put it out there, I'll give you guys an update on how much finances we've made in the month of July. It's pretty substantial in the, don't quote me, but I want to say in the $6,000 range just for the
Nice.
month, just for the month of July,
That's
just for the month of
great.
July from rentals.
That's
And
great.
I'm talking about rentals just in the field house.
That's
Yeah.
spectacular.
Yes. So, and we're not talking about August. We're looking at something similar, unless something happens from COVID. We're looking at something similar or a little bit more. And then, of course, it'll be depending on what's going on with the schools. It'll be what we're doing in September. But I know you have to go, and I know you had some things.
One of the things is that Heart and Soul, as you know, for the last 2 years has been looking at the community and doing action research to look at what matters to them, what they would like to see. And so for the last few weeks, since the middle, I guess, of June, we have taken the value statements that came out of the summit in February, and each week we have a discussion about a value statement. So tonight, Wednesday night through July 29th, we will be discussing these value statements. And it is important that we have them. Last week was, or week before last, it was economic opportunities. It's been community resources. It's been community sense of pride. Last week, we did recreation and open space, and we recorded those conversations, and people are invited. And I would certainly like to invite all of you. Now, that being said, we need some help, because you'll see that we have, Barb put them here. She put a packet like this that we're looking at. And there is, there are the questions that we talked about. And then there is a survey connected to this as we go along. As you look through your packet, there is a survey. If you could fill that out, we sure would appreciate it. And
Did we already do it online? Is that the same survey online?
there is a survey online, but if you didn't do it, could you do this
Correct.
or go
So-
online and do it?
Right. So if you haven't done that, you can do it there. I know I did mine online already. We pushed it out through our email also to
Yep.
support Heart and Soul, because Heart and Soul has been very supportive of us. So we appreciate it. But if you're looking on Facebook, please go on and do the Heart and Soul
Please do
survey.
Yep.
Also, Heart and Soul may come out to our movie nights
Right.
to get support and
But
input there.
here is the challenge. We're going to be doing chats tonight, next week, and the 29th. If there was any way you could help us get the surveys out and collect them back.
Correct. Now, also, I spoke with Barb earlier. During the time for the survey, just to let everybody know, each survey will be out already with a pen.
Yeah.
Whoever did the survey keeps the pen. So it won't be no exchanging
Paper
or
goes in a
anything
box.
like that going back. And then it's going to be a bin, so they can put the surveys in a bin or in a box, so no one can touch the survey. So they just have it out that way. So there's still, and I don't mean to cut you off, but it's just so all the guidelines are still being adhered to and followed. So it won't be no issues there. All right.
Good.
The other thing is that the Rotary Club of Chai, right? We meet at 7 a.m. in the morning on Wednesdays. If anybody wants to join, it's a lovely group of people, Brian. And
It is.
That's too early. I need my coffee first.
we have coffee. We do one
They
week
do.
online, Zoom, and then 1 week we get together at the old schoolhouse. But we have a program called Flags for Heroes, and it's for first responders, people in the military, and it could be for someone who does a lot of work in the community. $50. I don't know if you noticed them, but we have flags up at the high school. And I serve on that committee, and I am pushing them to do, and we did it last year, a Patriots Day. So these flags for $50, you can fill out a form, and I'll have them. I can email them to you. The person's name goes on that flag. The flag is put up, and the flags will fly from August 27th through September 15th. Now, we had the Patriots Day ceremony up here on Fury Road at the memorial. And Brian, we would like to do it again this year.
Okay.
And we bring a continental breakfast, and we have a ceremony. And we'd like to put some flags in Gibbons Park at the high school. And I'm going to ask Mr. Gasberry if we can put it in Gasberry Park, excuse me, where the September 11th piece of metal is.
What day is this?
The 11th of September.
September 11th.
But we want the flags to go up the 27th of August. So, no, the school, when we put them at the school, the district, they're maintenance people. But I think, here's what happens, Gloria. I go to Brian, and Brian says, okay, I'll help you. Like you helped me last year.
Right.
Remember? You helped me make sure it was okay for us to do the ceremony.
Yeah.
And then we asked the township if we can put the flags up at Gibbons Park. But really, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's me going to Brian, and then Brian works his magic. And all of a sudden he says, how many flags you want to put up? We want to put up 12 flags. Okay. Next thing I know, he and Frank Sill and Wazalewski owns ENS. They show up miraculously. Brian says, okay, on that day at 10 a.m. in the morning, you can put them up. And the next thing we know, Put's up being down at the park. So I don't know how he does it. He just does it.
I would say this. It's never just me. We have a great, honestly, I say, we have a great public works department who definitely works. I've been in other government things, and public works is very good at what they do.
Because on Memorial Day, if it wasn't for them taking all that stuff down, because see, I like to put up a table, a chair, a place setting, and the missing in action flag and drape it over. Well, there are a lot of people that look at me like Judy, but not Brian. So, the stuff, I get the stuff, and then he says, okay, Judy, but I'd like to see that at Gibbons Park. I'd like to see that because our people in our community need to have a time when they can mourn people that have had a lot of influence on our community and our time. And on Patriots Day, I think it's very important that we do it.
I think that's something that we support the recreation department and the township. So I'll definitely get with me on that, and we'll definitely make sure that we do the same thing we did previous years.
Okay.
And I'll work with our public works department on it.
Okay, and I'll get back to you.
No
But the
problem.
flags are $50. I'll make sure you get, and if you could help us to some, because it's a very important.
Yeah.
It's a very important thing. And I got to go now because in the next room,
Not a
Heart
problem.
and Soul is meeting, so I got to get there.
Gloria, do you have anything?
We
No, just recap that you're gonna have Mr. Salter.
Yeah.
I'll just give you that.
And correct. So we have Cass, we have Kevin getting that. We also have Mr. Andrews with
I'll
Judy.
get that to you.
We have you with Soapbox Derby. And we also have Kevin with the middle school musician. And I will also speak to the band that we had last year. And we can talk about that. And I will also send you guys, just recapping, send you guys the plans for CBL,
Mhm.
and that we will actually, I'll send out an email to everyone about the junior rec board, and I will keep you. I will also speak with George, our township manager, about passing the fee and lieu ordinance.
Yeah.
Changing the fee and lieu ordinance. Yep, that's
Yeah.
really big, and
I think that's going to give us for right now, that's going to
yeah,
really help us
that'll
out.
that'll help us out. Yeah.
And
All right.
Yep.
So the only other thing is, are we gonna deal with this API?
No, the ABA is done.
The API
They-
is done?
we can- We can partner with them. That's fine. Right now, it's just me scheduling them. And like I tried to tell them, just so we can also make sure we have other people, because we do have other loyal renters that have been around for a minute. And that's why I pushed them, they're adults, to see if they can go later, like the 9:30. And then we can still get somebody in from 7:30 to 9:30. And then they can just go 9:30 on, or 9:30 to 10:30, or not, whatever they pay for.
Yeah.
If they pay 9:30 to 10:30, 9:30 to 11:30, they can do that.
And you know, this is good.
Oh, yeah.
It is. And we can
Oh, yeah.
partner with them with different things, like with our junior, like, because they actually looking for trainers, they're looking for media people, they're looking for community involvement. Like of course, they're a franchise. They call Delco Desperados. They play their home. Because we partner with Chichester Basketball League. I couldn't tell them that, hey, the Sundays y'all need basketball for your home games, that our facility is available. And because we also partner with Amcor, we partner with Roth Gymnastics, we partner with other gymnastic organizations, we can sometimes are booked. So I can't give them every weekend because I don't know our schedule. So they are going to play their home games at Monsignor Bonner High School.
Okay.
And then they're going to have their practice facility, and they're also going to use our weight room. So they're going to train, like, so they'll probably have a nice little state of the art, like, get up going, courtesy of us, but it's a nice partnership with us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Mentoring
Yeah,
opportunities
there's-
for that,
The,
kids in the county.
there's
Yep.
more opportunities for our kids to succeed
Yep.
in all aspects with having a team like that in our community.
And I will bring up mentoring to them, because I want them to mentor to our township, because even video, even interviews, things of that nature, we could possibly try to do with our junior rec board and everything. So I'll bring that up with the Delco Desperados. All right. Yep.
Yes.
Cool.
I do like having that, especially since we have this beautiful state
Yep.
of the art or when we build it, state of the art building. So
Correct.
I don't know if it's still state of the art, but I'm not.
It is.
I'm not as versed
Yes.
with that.
Yes. So, Andrew, we are closing the meeting. Done.
Adjourn.
Adjourn. You done, Andrew? Cool. Oh, boy.
That was a real nice surprise. I didn't know that.